Hello, beautiful souls. How y'all doing? Wow, I just been having some things to come in I wanted to talk about. Um, and what's interesting is that repressed emotions keep coming up into my radar, whether it be through clients or family or friends, just people I'm talking to, and how important it is to tap into your feelings. And so, where do we start? I know I kind of, in one of my messages, was that today? I talked about the dark ages. This is the end of the dark ages. I know that we think the dark ages were a long time ago, but we're actually coming out of another dark age. And that has been full of disregarding and repressing our own emotions and not tapping into that natural, intuitive human ability. Right? We've been taught to push it down and taught to disregard. Many of us have PTSD. We disassociate from our feelings. We a lot of it started happening when we were young, right? We were told maybe we're too sensitive, don't cry, don't be sad, or that's enough. How many times have you heard that regarding being sad or being angry? That's enough. Get a hold of yourself. And all of that came in because we were making other people feel uncomfortable. And we know now that we can't make anybody feel anything. But they were feeling uncomfortable because we were actually letting these feelings flow. And a lot of the times our parents were raised by people that also were taught not to express a lot of emotion. And so it just kept getting more and more repressed. So we were raised with this idea, and a lot of us figured it out, that we needed to not make other people uncomfortable. And hence the people pleasing and whatnot. Right? Which is codependency and like looking for value outside of yourself and all of that jazz. But basically we were stunted emotionally because we were raised by people who were stunted emotionally, who were raised by people who were stunted emotionally. You guys get the idea, right? And so there is this big energetic push coming up right now in people that have been stunted, who have been repressing all feelings, to begin to feel. I have seen it across the board. People that don't talk to each other, young kids, older people, it's like throughout. People are starting to have a little taste of what these feelings are, and it's very uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable. And it's mainly uncomfortable because, first of all, they're not used to letting them flow. And the other thing is that we've been taught that there needs to be a narrative. And so we're like trying to provide a narrative for something that there might not be one for. Right? We weren't really told, it's okay to feel sad. Just let it flow through. Sometimes there's a story attached. Sometimes there's not. Just let it go. It's fine. Honor the sadness. It's not going to last forever. Like nothing does, right? So instead of being, you feel the initial sadness coming in and then it's like, holy shit, I got to distract myself. I'm going to, scroll on on social media. I'm going to watch TV. I'm going to do whatever it takes to not focus on myself because that doesn't feel comfortable. So we are being invited on an energetic level to feel again. And I think it has to do with the energy that's coming in is more intense. Our bodies have actually shifted a lot. And so this stuff is needing finally to come up to be healed. And actually, I just heard not to be healed, but just to be released. Some of it is just stuck, and it's just time to let it up. Just like I keep seeing, like in a sparkling water, a glass of sparkling, the bubbles, just let it up and out. Yep. So here's the other piece of knowing that is coming in, is that until you allow yourself to feel, you will not be able to know what you truly want. So this has a lot of implications for manifestation and for creating the life that you want. And that's why so many people are living a life that they don't feel like they ever chose. Because in many ways they didn't. They allowed somebody else to make the decisions for them, which in fact was choosing, but it doesn't feel authentic. It doesn't feel like it was designed by them for them, because they couldn't tap into that. When I say, go with what resonates, I know a lot of people don't understand what that means. And until you are able to accept and allow whatever feelings they are to be able to look at them as they're coming in and to be able to be like, all right, I'm feeling angry right now. Whoa, this is intense. Do you know what I mean? Or, wow, I'm feeling really sad. What is this? And, whatever the line of questioning is, when was the first time I felt like this? When was the last time I felt like this? What is this connected to? Go into those lines of questioning. Sometimes there's an answer, sometimes there's not. But that's how that's how you know when you can tap in. That's where the deep work starts. But if you can't even feel, hello, major problem. Time to get going. Time to tune into yourself, because this body here, or these bodies, I should say, all the different bodies are super intelligent, very wise, but you do need to listen for the signs. Pay attention to the data. So the other thing that keeps coming in is to beware of the blame, shame, regret loop. And what's interesting is that I found myself extremely angry yesterday. And I know that for myself, there are a few things that make me angry. Usually it has to do with feeling like I'm being manipulated. It's like my warrior comes out. So that is something I already know, and I was like, that's not really what's happening here. And then it occurred to me that someone was trying to shame me. And I'm not having it. I went on the ride for a minute. But what I also noticed is that the person that I was dealing with was trying to use shame as a way to control me. And I imagine it must work for them a lot of the time. But man, we'll talk about inner warrior. that's not working for me anymore. I did notice that my trigger, I was extremely upset and I had to like calm it down and just look at it for a while and try to figure it out before I responded. Because, like one of those things where it was like an offhanded comment and then it seemed like, geez, Sally, why are you reacting so strongly? And then it recurred to me. So it's like, wait, sometimes it's important just to hold up, Nellie, see what's really happening. So look at those, for me, anger has never been really comfortable to feel. There was a time in my life, in my early teens, where I was very angry, and justifiably so with the things that had been happening to me. But I couldn't really express what was happening to me, and so nobody understood, so everybody just told me I was too sensitive, I was too much this, too much that. And so, of course, right? I eventually felt like, well, geez, I can't really express anger. But what's interesting is that I now know a lot of the times for me, anger is around somebody trying to manipulate me to do something that they want without asking me directly, which feels disempowering. I'm not going there anymore. I already spent many years doing that. Or, like I said, around being shamed to be made to do something, which is the same. Very similar. I'm not doing that either. And honestly, a lot of the shaming, what I've noticed, not only with me, but with other people that I've been talking to that have been experiencing a very similar thing. The shaming thing as a power control to get you to do something usually has to do with somebody else covering their ass. So it's like they're trying to spread the responsibility out. Anyway, now is the time. Well, my biggest suggestion for everyone regarding emotional intelligence is to ask yourself several times a day, stop, tune into how am I feeling right now? If you need to look at one of those emotion charts that have all the little faces on it that describe different emotions, good for you. Good for you. It's all learning. Name it. Name how you're feeling. Even better is to figure out where in your body that, so when I go inside, I'm like, oh, notice where am I feeling something? Go there. What is that? Try to name it. And at first, just allow that. Just be an observer. Just notice, oh, that's there, and that's called this. Okay. It's going to help you in the long run be able to go, all right, so this is how I'm feeling, and, it'll help you deal with it. Instead of repressing. Instead of sweeping everything under the rug and you think it's gone, and next time you know it, you're tripping over the rug because there's this huge mountain underneath there and it's not really gone. Societally, it's not gone. In families, it's not gone. Individually, it's not gone. It needs to be looked at. It needs to be allowed. Like I said, those little bubbles in that sparkling water, allow them to up and out. Allow it just to flow. Honor it. I know I've said this before, but there's been a lot of times lately where I'll just cry. And I'm like, is this something specific? I don't know. Love you guys.